No, I think the Indian startup system has matured super fast. There was a time when there were very few companies, very few quality companies, and so if you talked about the ecosystem, you're really talking about 5-6 players. But now the startup ecosystem has great breadth and depth. By breadth, I mean it's not just internet companies, they're healthcare companies, medical devices, financial technology companies. And by depth, I mean in each sector, there's so many different companies. So I think it's a great startup ecosystem. So right now, the biggest challenge that startup entrepreneurs are facing is really around proving long-term viability. There's a number of interesting areas that one can talk about. Certainly healthcare, I think we're starting to see some pretty interesting companies coming out of India. Fintech is an interesting area that's just starting out, where I think there could be a lot of traction. But I think it's the most of the activity, the breakout sector for me would be related to mobile. So my one big advice to people who want to be entrepreneurs is that, a lot of people hear about startup success stories and it sometimes seems a bit unachievable, it seems so distant. But, you work with a lot of these startup entrepreneurs, you start to realize they're no different. All that it requires is that hunger, that willingness to learn, willingness to put in hard work, networking, and so on. So, I think the biggest gap in terms of having ideas versus being a successful entrepreneur is just being willing to take that plunge. So it's really about, you have something you believe in, take the plunge. Of course, you have to take calculated risks, so you don't jump in without validating your idea's merits. Go speak to people. But certainly it's, if somebody has an idea, a lot of people hesitate because they think it's beyond them, and it's not. Most successful entrepreneurs are no different than you and I.